I'm Gudrun from Good Vibes Yoga, and today we're going to be looking at forward fold. So have your yoga blocks handy, as well as a chair. If you don't have yoga blocks, then books, lunch boxes will also do. So join me on the mat when you're ready. Because our hamstrings are stretched quite a bit in forward folds, it's best to warm them up. So join me here on the mat with your blocks or books or lunch boxes, whatever you have, so that you can have a little bit of height when stretching your hamstrings. So come to your knees here. You may place a blanket underneath your knees if they are a bit sensitive. That just helps. Okay, so we're going to come into a half split. So send your one leg back and then bring it forward, if that is possible for you. Your toes can be flexed or pointed. Your torso nice and long. Your back foot flat or your toes are tucked under. And then you may also have a micro bend in your knee. You're going to be able to stretch your hamstrings that way as well. It doesn't matter if it's bent or straight. So just breathing deeply here, nice slow breaths. It just helps your nervous system to calm down, to accept this kind of stretch if you haven't done it before. Soften your face muscles, maybe give a smile. Okay, and now we're going to move forwards and back. So placing your foot flat, we're going to move our hips forward and back just a few times, just to release some tension in our hamstrings here. Just to get them moving, especially if you've been sitting all day. And one more time. And then come back to your stretch here. Nice deep breaths. And then releasing that and coming back to your kneeling position here. Okay, over to the other side. So you can remove your block and bring your leg forward if that's possible for you. Your toes are flexed or pointed. Just feel what feels best. One side may feel different than the other, and that is perfectly normal. Breathing deeply. Relaxing your face muscles. Now we're going to do the same as we did on the other side. So bringing your foot flat and then moving your hips forward and back. And one more time. And coming back into that stretched position. Breathe in deeply. Softening your face muscles. And then releasing. So you can do that 2 more times just to warm your hamstrings up a bit more. But I'm going to move into forward fold. Every person's forward fold will look different. For those of you with flexible hamstrings, you might have your legs straight with that belly-thigh connection. For those with limited hamstring flexibility, like I have, our knees will be bent with that belly-thigh connection. So the main aim is to have the belly and the thighs connected in our forward fold. Because I have limited flexibility on my hamstrings, I like to use my blocks for just a little bit of extra height. Now, it may not only be your hamstrings that affect not being able to touch the floor. It can also be your proportions. Maybe you don't have long enough arms to be able to touch the floor. And that's where the blocks can come in handy. So just keep that in mind as well. In our forward fold, our feet are either together or slightly apart, maybe hip distance apart, and for some even wider. So let's come to stand at the top of our mat. And then inhale, reach up to lengthen through the spine, and exhale, fold forward whilst bending the knees as you do so to find that belly-thigh connection. Your hands can come to the floor or to your blocks here. Now, if you can, start straightening your knees so that your sit bones lift up. If this feels too uncomfortable for your hamstrings, keep that bend in your knees here for that belly-thigh connection. Another thing that you can do with your hands is hold your elbows. This is a nice release for your back. Take a nice slow deep breaths, relax your neck. Then when you're ready, you can slowly come up. And when you reach the top, take in a nice deep inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. One more time, inhale and exhale. Now, what happens if you do have flexible hamstrings or long arms in order to touch the floor? Well, then your hands would usually go next to your feet here so that they are in the position to go into the next pose. Say, for instance, the teacher were to say, plant your hands and step back into plank. Then you would be able to do so with ease. There are 2 other positions where people like placing their hands. Some people like to hold their big toes, and some people can fold flat enough to reach the backs of their legs here. So I hope that this tutorial has helped you understand that it's not only flexibility that counts, but also your proportions, and that it's okay to look different than other people. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.